How are we doing, guys? And welcome to Alba podcast. This one's slightly different for the previous ones we've done on the Monroes because this time we are getting involved in a charity boxing match for myself. And I'm not sure if Davey's the same, but this is my first ever introduction to boxing of any sort whatsoever. So it's been eye opening.
First one with rules.
First one with rules. First one with gloves.
Yeah.
No resorting to street rules when you're out there.
First fair one.
Yes, so it all started off with one of our other brothers in the club, Connor. He basically dropped the bombshell that he'd signed up for Ultra White Collar boxing event in Dundee, which took quite a few years by surprise. So we all
a few years didn't think he was doing it until he stepped into the ring as well.
That was it. So what we done was we all sort of chipped in, got a VIP table, went up to Dundee to support him in his fight, and believe it or not, he actually won. Got the decision, 3 rounds, and we decided why not give it a try.
If he can do it, why can't we?
So that is the sort of, that's where, what would you say, we're challenged for the charity.
For the start of the year anyway, yeah.
For the start of the year is this boxing event that obviously Connor done his bit. So we've got our individual GoFundMe sort of running. Just given, sorry, GoFundMe. And yes, so the training has been eye-opening to say the least.
100%,
I reckon probably 3 weeks ago, our first night of sparring was probably one of the first times I've actually been punched in the face. Even as like say a youngster, I wasn't one for out in the streets getting into fights and all that, so it was all totally alien to me. And yes, once you get that initial, they say it was light sparring, but I'm certain some folk put a bit of power behind
it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did as well.
It's been eye opening. I'm going to say it's been enjoyable. I've actually really enjoyed the training side of it.
Well, I've just seen a wee message pop up on my screen that the guy we both fear in the training situation is ready to join. If you can drop him a link and he can come on and tell you how scared we are.
I will get that sorted.
But yeah, the training, I'd agree with you 100%. It's been eye-opening. I've unfortunately had the misfortune of being punched in the face once or twice when I was younger. That's how
by the missus doesn't count.
Oh no, that I pay for. That well, I don't pay for it. I just give her half my wages and then she punches me in the face. But I enjoy that. But no, I agree with you. I think when we started doing the training and first couple of sparring sessions, it was eye opening, but educational. I have to say it was educational because I started learning things about what I'm going to do, what I would like to do when I step in the ring as well. First night was I need to have better defence because there was too many punches came through.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely educational and eye opening, and every session since I find has been eye opening as well, for different reasons. I don't know about yourself.
Oh, 100%. It's amazing just how different it is to just throwing punches to when there's actually punches being thrown back at you. Well,
yeah.
We'll bring Stuart in as well. This gentleman that has joined us is probably one of the evilest motherfuckers when it comes to training.
Stuart, I didn't say that. It was him that said that, by the way. Just so you know.
He knew fine well we were total novices. and he's sitting slapping us with fucking pads and all sorts.
At least I put pads on first.
Again, can I just say I've paid for it? I'm quite happy. Stuart's an absolute beast of a guy. Can I just say that? With the training that we've been doing, and he's moving like double his body weight, and I'm there lifting half my body weight. I'm going, something not right here. So he's an absolute beast, and definitely the right guy we've recruited in to help us get ready for this, because he's been brilliant in the training sessions.
Always been happy.
Albeit he slept in this morning.
Don't know what happened, honestly. I woke up at, I think it was about 9:15. I was like, oh shit.
We'll let you off this week.
We were both gutted, but at the same time, a wee slight sigh of relief.
Fine. I promise I'll make up for it next week.
I'm sick next week.
Deadlifts and squats in the same day.
We might be deadlifting, you know.
Bear in mind, we're a week away for the fight then, Stuart, so you need to be careful.
Planners are recovery time.
Or just dead. One of the two deadlifts are just dead. Take your pick.
No, what we've been doing so far, Stuart, we've only just started before we joined on, but Duncan gave a quick introduction as to how we came about doing this. Obviously with Connor signing up for it, and then us going up, seeing Connor win his fight, and then we were like, well, if he can do it, we can do it. And
that's a good attitude to have. Like, you'll beat yourself before somebody else beats you, you know. So never ever walk into any sparring, fighting, anything going, oh man, I might lose this. Always a thought through your head as you'll win.
Definitely. It's quite good as well, because like we were saying about the sparring, and that was eye opening for both of us. Duncan literally being total novice into any kind of fighting situation, and me unfortunately having a couple of punches in the face when I was younger, but not any actual proper boxing training and actual proper fighting experience. So the training was eye opening, especially the first couple of sparring sessions, when suddenly you're getting folks hitting you and you can't sort of run away and go tell your mummy, you know what I mean? It's definitely eye opening, but educational at the same time, because you start to switch on like that and you're going, right, well, I need to work on my defence, I need to work on my jabs, I need to work on body. Every week's been very educational.
That's why I was slapping you with the pads. Just get you up and ready for it.
Certainly, it worked.
Just so that people get a rough idea as to why we asked you to help us out, give us a wee rundown on your history.
So I started amateur boxing when I was 14. I barely did it for a couple of months and gave it up, and then got proper into it when I was 16 again. Did it up until I was 24, and then did MMA for 3 years. Or amateur level, fought in like inter clubs and stuff like that with the MMA, so it was fun. It was good. It's definitely a young man's game. I'm not getting back into it, but
we have tried.
To help train folk.
We tried to convince him, but he kept saying no chance.
Do you know the problem is, like I say, it's a young man's game, and I want to do it. I would do it. I would love to do it, but I would get far too competitive and into it. Like,
no disrespect. What age are you?
35. I'm 36 next month.
It's a young man's game. I'm just turned 39, mate. You've not got an
I know,
excuse.
but I need a decent excuse for not doing it. Like,
may I also add, I'm 44.
Don't look a day younger than 60.
Hey, sometimes I don't feel a day younger than 60.
I would love to feel 60 again, to be fair.
So, that's genuinely the reason I'm not doing it. I would be full in the charity, and the goodwill would be gone. Because that's
there's no half measures. It's either you're all in or you're all out.
Aye, and I'm not doing it to myself.
Well, we do appreciate the fact that you've took the time to help us out with a wee bit of training and all that. And
it's no bother.
But the gym sessions have been really good as well. It's take out the boxing side of it as well. See, just the threes, and the first day we done it, the 4As with Connor coming down, doing the actual gym session. It just changes it up so much as well, because I'll either go to the gym myself normally, which is fine, just put earbuds in, listen to what I'm listening to, crack the gym out, that's it. Or I'll go with Cara, which is brilliant. I love going down with her and the two is working together or that. But I think there is also something to be said for going down to the gym with your mates. And,
Aye.
you know, having a laugh and a joke, a wee bit of friendly competition with what you're lifting. We're not getting anywhere near. We're like finished after the warm up, and you're like, right, let's start lifting now. You know,
It's not that.
wee
It's
bit
not
of
that. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
wee bit of friendly competition, but it is. I've really enjoyed. I actually look forward to the Sunday gym sessions now because it's just a good getting together with the lads.
I
and
know.
going
I
down
was
the gym.
gutted when I slept in this morning because I was looking forward to it. Because I'd said to Lisa last night that I was going. She's like, "All right, cool, that's fine. I'll deal with the weigh-ins." She got up and dealt with the weigh-ins, and I just slept.
Well, at least you got your rest day, you know. You always
Aye.
complain about you missing out on your rest day.
I only
To
gave
be fair,
myself 2 weeks.
you'd have been lucky to get part today. It was completely chocker when I got there. I was just lucky as I turned round the corner, somebody pulled out a spot. That was it.
Aye. I told you I'd went in the one night through the week last week. I was like, I'll just go down to that gym the night, see what it's like. And like folk were fighting their spaces and everything. I was like, it's not bad. So I went into this week in a weird, difficult one. I walked through the first, see the gates at the top. I was like, nope. Just about turned back to my own gym. I was like, this is horrendous.
It was good today. It was busy, but it wasn't too busy.
Wasn't too busy.
In the gym, wasn't it? The car park was a nightmare, but it was.
That's because you've got that swim
Mm-hmm.
for the kids downstairs.
Yeah, but no, yeah, we've been doing obviously the training. We're now 6 weeks into the training. Is that right? Week 6?
6 weeks in. 2 weeks. 2 weeks a day until actual fight night.
How many sparring sessions have you had?
Sparring sessions we started on the Wednesday of week 2, was it? That we done very light, like literally it was.
So it was probably more so the Monday, week 3, that we actually started.
Right.
Week 3 was when we started doing sparring, light sparring, with slightly more contact and body shots and all that kind of thing. So from
probably
then,
say what? Well, 6 20-minute sessions of sparring.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, you still work up a sweat with that, but you know it is literally very novice. You know what I mean? And there's nobody that is in there is way above anybody else. You know what I mean?
That's good.
You can see it is very equal across the board. There's guys who you can tell have got experience, and there's guys who are complete novices, and there's the guys kind of somewhere in between, and you can kind of spot that as you're doing it. But there's nobody I would say is like, you don't want to fight him because he's obviously boxed before and knows what he's doing. There's it's quite a small gap between folk. But we've got 1 full week left of proper training, and then it goes into weigh-in week and pairing up week and photo week, and almost like a social media week kind of thing.
It'll be a kind of promotional week for it.
So I think out with the official training, we need to put in as much time, you know, give it 100% for these last 2 weeks. And
any night she's want to do it, and give me a shout. Which as long as it's after 8, it's no bother.
Aye. At least it's quieter there after 8.
If you want to do anything extra, it's no bother.
I think that might be a shout for us this week because obviously, like say the week leading up to the fight, we'll have the probably up to about Wednesday. I'm quite happy to do a kind of proper boxing. Then you want to start toning it down just to give your body a rest.
That entire week, I would just be doing light bag and pad work just to keep yourself moving and don't but don't do anything heavy and strenuous. Like don't go full pedal at a bag because that's when you're gonna have your wrist at a funny angle and hurt it or something. Do you know? So it's all light work just to keep the momentum going in your body and keep your kind of memory muscle building and stuff. But don't do anything heavy. I promise I'll not hit you that week.
Don't move any radiators at work either.
I will.
I'll
definitely don't trap your hand between 2 radiators.
No.
That was not the brightest. But so that's where we're at the moment. I'm going to ask you, what have you thought about, like, say, training us, being novices? What have you thought for being the kind of trainer side of things? How do you think that's went?
Definitely novices.
Thanks.
And that's all for the night, guys. See you later.
Right, cheers. Thanks, Stuart, for coming.
No, he's doing well. Do you know it's a difficult thing to do, both mentally and physically, to do it. Like, it's quite challenging. It's not for everybody. Not everybody can walk into a ring. A lot of people, when they spar for the first time, are like, absolutely not. I'm not going back in there. But you know, you're doing it. You're sticking at it. You're doing pad work with me, and I'm no nice. You know that. But you're still doing it. You know, you're doing well. You're sticking at it. You've got both got good base forms. I need to remember in my head you've not got the same experience that I've got when I'm critiquing things, but that's just because I did not train people because I was not nice.
Can I just say though that the training that you gave us, like literally, we decided the first day, right? I'm going to say we decided the first day we were going to do hill sprints. Whose idea was that? I don't know. Might have been mine, but if it was, you can get a free hit for that because the hill sprints were killer.
That was Duncan.
I think actually Duncan had the Monroe idea last year. I think the hill sprints might have been my idea. I'm sure it was. Duncan picked where we done the hill sprint, but I might be the one to blame for that.
Hill sprints are bad. I don't like them either.
What I will say is it was good to just see where my level of fitness was.
Mm-hmm.
But what also happened after that was we went and done some pad work in the car park. And as much as you say your critique because we are total novices and that, it was spot on. The hands were dropping because we were tired. The elbows were out because we were tired, and you were picking that up and giving us the nod to it. And I think from what I've seen on both ways, obviously I've not seen much of the sparring that Duncan's been doing because I've been sparring at the same time in a different bit of the room. But I definitely feel that because you had pointed that out, that there's been a mental effort on our side to implement keeping their hands up, keeping the elbows tucked in, keeping the body protected. So, as much as you might have been harshly critiquing, it was spot on and it was fair. There was nothing was wrong with it, and that I thank you for. Because
he's doing well, because even when you started predicting stuff coming in, because like, and again, it's because you knew yourself, I've left my Honda in again, he's going to throw a Hon at me.
Aye, which you did.
But it's that kind of stuff, recognising that in yourself. You're only going to get clocked once to go, better not do that again.
Aye, and you just hope you're still standing when you get clocked. That's it.
Stuart's probably about one of the only people I know that, if you're ever doing pad work with him, you're as well putting the headguard on.
Yeah. Ask Connor.
His ear was definitely ringing.
It's
probably still ringing.
I will get a meme or a gif or something made up for that for on the club chat. It's definitely happening. But no, that was, again, even Connor will say himself. I'm sure I'm not out of place here talking for him, but he'll have appreciated that happening just as much as we did because it's a learning point. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was funny as hell for us, especially because I caught it on camera. But you take that out there, it is a learning point. You know what I mean? And I guarantee he'll keep his hand up when he's doing that now, just like me and Duncan have both been doing.
It's just it was a wee bit like just at the base have a good guard, and that's all it was. Because I think it was you, Duncan. I did it. I got you twice in the cheek, and then I went to your ribs because you expected the cheek again the third time. It was like people will play tricks like that, do you know? So it's.
I don't think any of the guys I know but will, but that's no disrespect to them. It's no disrespect to them, by the way.
Somebody could be sandbagging, do you know? You never know. They could be the next Muhammad Ali in this group we used.
I'm hoping that's me because I've been pulling back on everyone, but I'll likely go in there and get knocked out in the first round. But hey, do you know what? See, if as soon as I've stepped in the ring, I've won, and mentally I've won stepping in the ring. Yep. Obviously, I'm confident enough with what I've seen that I'm fairly confident that I could put a show on and walk away with my hand raised. But win, lose or draw, stepping in that ring mentally, and that's a win for me. Anything after that's a bonus.
'Cause, like, one of the kind of big things that folk always asked and stuff, and like when there was new folk in training when we were sparring and stuff, there was a lot of times they would say to you, how can you concentrate with all the people around about you? And you've probably noticed it yourselves when you're sparring, the only person you see is the person in front of you. You've got no idea of the people, like, so it could be arena of 50,000 people, you see one. You don't see all
Aye.
these people, and so like if you're doing your walkout and stuff like that, you think, oh, there's a lot of people. Ignore them, because in 3 minutes' time, you're not even going to know they exist. You're not even going to hear anybody shouting anything at you, like try to get your attention. People just don't exist.
Apart from when you fall over folk, you're spot on. Because we're in quite a tight bit, you do tend to fall over
Mhm.
Oh,
folk
aye, the
starting.
sparring.
But apart from that, yeah, no, you're
Aye.
100% right,
That,
mate.
that's
You have
that's the
to
reason
be
you're falling
focused
over them, is because
'Cause you don't know they're there.
on. Yeah,
You don't know they're there.
100%.
You're focused, tunnel
Mhm.
vision.
You'll only know you're at the edge of the ring is because he'll be on the ropes or you'll be on the ropes, and then it's a case of moving around again. So,
Yep.
yeah, 100%.
Have they done any
What
kind of
about-
like work with you as well? Your back's on the ropes, like kind of basic do's and don'ts.
No,
Nah, nothing like that at all
So
yet.
that's your
basic,
job.
basic do and don'ts. Well, that's why it'd be nice to actually get a ring somewhere. But like basic do's and don'ts. See if your back's on the ropes, you're only throwing straight punches. Don't throw hooks or anything like that, because you're already at a disadvantage. You're getting great big openings because you don't have the freedom to move properly, so you'll exaggerate your punches. So straight punches or an uppercut to the chin, like, and I mean a straight one for here. So you're throwing in this lane because you're defending yourself on the ropes. So you've just got this lane to working, because they're going to be attempting to get heat off the shoulders for the sides or go to your ribs. So if you start swinging at the side, you're giving them a great big massive opening with this hand away out try to do something. So straight
That's
punches.
great to know because we've not done anything like that. So that's a great wee point to note for us. Because I think my go-to, if I was on the ropes, would be try and power yourself out. So
Yep.
that's,
So let them tire themselves out, because most people will get into a rhythm for how they're trying to throw, and you'll pick up on it. So you'll know, I can get a jab in here, I can get right on in here.
Mhm.
And
The
you're
rope-a-dope.
basically,
Yeah.
and you're just aiming straight for mouth and nose, because you're trying to do something that's going to make them go, whoa. Do you know what I mean? Because like they're laying in, if you get them in the chest or anything, that's not really got to do anything. You're wanting to try and burst a lip or burst a nose to make them, like, you get hit in the nose, your eyes have got to start watering.
Yeah.
Do you know, you
Yeah.
burst somebody's lip, the first thing they've got to do is go, and recoil for it. So, straight down the line, aim for here.
Again, genuinely, that's
Understandable.
perfect because we've not covered anything like that, so that's spot on kind of tactic for us to keep in mind. So we had touched on, obviously this is a charity one, and both Duncan had mentioned at the start, because of the way the competition is set up, we can't do it through our club charity, which we would normally do. Through Alba Azir's Just Giving page. However, if there's people out there, like say club members or whatever, want to donate, but they don't know whether to donate to Duncan or myself, you can still donate through Alba Azir's Just Giving page. We'll post a link for that as well, and that way you can kind of go down the middle rather than angry. But both me and Duncan will have our own Just Giving pages. We've got our own wee social media campaigns going on for it as well, because the way we have to do it is we have to put it through our own personal Just Giving with their specific link so that they can maintain a account on how much is going through at the moment. So you'll see a lot of, if anybody that follows Alba Azir or anything like that is wondering why Duncan's doing his on his and I'm doing mine on mine, that's why. It's not, we are doing it on behalf of Alba Azir, but we're kind of limited to how we can do it, the Just Giving. So you'll see us posting as well on our personal social medias, but we will also post, like say, on the Alba Azir one, so that if anybody's torn, they can still do it down through the Alba Azir, because both me and Duncan have hit our minimum amounts that we need to raise. Obviously, we want to raise as much as possible personally, but we've hit our minimum amounts, so that's not going to stop us from doing the boxing now. So if there is people that are unsure who they want to support because they know us both, go down the middle and just do it through Alba Azir, because at the end of the day, the main thing for both of us, and I'm sure Duncan, I'm not speaking out of line here, is agreeing. The main thing for both of us is that Drake Music Scotland get a good turnout of this, and
Absolutely.
that's why we're doing it at the end of the day.
100%.
Drake is an absolute amazing charity. What they do is they bring music to people with disabilities and special needs. There was me, Dom, and Malky went to see them last year when we first started. The plan for fundraising, obviously stuff went on when the club and never really got stuff done last year, but we've rolled them on this year so that we can continue fundraising and they get a fair amount from us. And what Connor done was already amazing. He's hit over, I think he got to about £500-600 for his boxing event. So that was done on behalf of the club as well, but through Connor's social media. Yeah, sorry, Just Giving. And then obviously both me and Duncan are doing it. But when me, Malky and Dom went, it was phenomenal to see what they can do, honestly. And they were so thankful. They gave us a tour around the place. They spoke to us about what we could do. Some of the things we were seeing as well. There was a lady that was in a wheelchair and basically had no movement at all, but she was making music, beautiful music, just by using her eyesight and an iPad.
Wow.
And honest to God, it was better than what you hear in the charts. It was amazing. But they need help. They're limited to a lot of places they can do concerts as well, because it's people that maybe need wheelchair access or that, and a lot of these gigs and venues aren't geared up to it. So the idea of us raising money for them helps get use of venues that are disabled friendly, equipment that can make places that maybe aren't spot on for disabilities, but get ramps or get use of equipment that will turn these venues into disabled friendly as well. So that's why we're on asking for your support. A couple of pounds minimum, I think, in Just Giving's £2. See if everybody on our Just Giving gave £2, it would be amazing. And then obviously if you can afford to give 5, 10, 15, whatever, please do so. And put, if you can, eligible for the gift aid, please click the button. But that's why we're asking for it, because it is such an amazing charity. And yes, it is done as two personal social medias, but it's done on behalf of Alba Azir, and the Alba Azir one is still there if MD wants to just go down the middle as well.
That's
Obviously, it doesn't help these places as well that, like say all your civic halls and all that are shut, because I think Motherwell Civic Hall's shutting down, isn't it?
I think so, aye.
That's because they found that cement that falls apart, and so it's getting knocked down.
Right.
Apparently,
Aye.
that's what I heard.
But that's the thing. They probably wouldn't build in to replace it. So
houses or flats, I suppose.
Aye.
Well,
the rumour
but
that's
no,
going out.
that's what I mean. It wouldn't be like, say, a venue place, that, because I know that a lot of the ASN schools held lit shows and that in them. So that was one of the few that was accessible for that. Aye.
Well, that's why we're doing it, though, is to try and get them the funding that they need to make these places that aren't accessible just now a little bit more accessible. And I know I came out with damn near tears in my eyes just because of how emotional it actually was seeing what they were doing. And I mean that in a positive way. It wasn't a negative way. It was pure positive. We came out going, I remember the actual words to Malky and Dom were, we need to do what we can here to help. And then obviously stuff happened within the club or whatever, but we've not been able to. But now we have. Connor done his fight for Drake. Me and Duncan are doing our fights for Drake. And then later in the year as well, we're looking at other options for us as well, because we're not just stopping after the boxing. We need to come up with further fundraising ideas as well. But hopefully, both me and Duncan putting what we can in, plus Connors, will get near the £1,000 mark, and then it's a case of trying to get as much after that as possible as well.
100%. And if if the fact of us getting punched in the face isn't worth a couple of £1, then
or the ice baths.
Or the ice baths. Hey, I enjoy the ice baths.
See, he's moaned and you said for months, and look at he's all doing it now.
I loved mine the day, but to be fair, the water was double the temperature for the first time I done it. So
I know, I don't like when it gets this when it's warm outside. Like,
I'm kind of enjoying it.
I've spent the day fixing my hot tub right enough. Does that count?
Can I just say as well though, Cara bought me a perfect birthday present, and it's going to get used not the Monday but the Tuesday after the fight. and it's called Fire and Ice in Edinburgh, and it's a spa day.
Aye.
It's fire. You go into an ice bath and you've got the sauna use. That's getting booked up for the Sunday, for the Tuesday after it. So we're going through for that. So I'll get some practice in the ice bath before that. But yeah,
nice.
But
They're
I think
good. They help,
as
they help
well,
with your
Josh,
recovery and stuff. They're really, really good, and they help regulate your sleep and stuff like that as well. It's just that they're just good for you.
But he'd need to put the wains in it to help regulate his sleep.
I know.
That's what I've been doing. They come in with me.
That's where I've been going wrong. Hold them under.
How'd you put your kids to sleep? Hypothermia.
Well, when I was young, it was the dummy dipped in whiskey and rum, and I ain't wasting my whiskey, so if that
Absolutely
hypothermia does the job, then that's it. But, no, honestly, it's been a joy, but I think the plan is as well, we're hopefully going to get another wee podcast done just after weigh-in, so it'll be actually next Monday, won't it? Well, between next Monday and Wednesday.
Between next Monday and Wednesday, depending on how sort of... We'll see how it goes. Maybe even after the Wednesday, maybe like say looking at the Thursday.
Aye. Yeah, the
build up to the fight. You know how we're feeling, how the nerves are settling in, and
how we're doing ticket selling and all that kind of thing.
Aye.
Oh, I still need to send you money for a ticket. Actually, I've not done that yet. I forgot that you mentioned
it. Plenty of time, mate. We'll sort out that anyway, because I think both me and Duncan we've got seats to sell, so we'll see who needs it, and we'll sort that out.
Table doesn't bother me. I'll go anywhere.
We've asked for the tables together anyway, so hopefully,
aye,
we'll get that sorted so that we're both sort of covered as well. And then there'll be another one done after the fight to kind of how it went, how did we do for the charity, and all that kind of thing. That's the general plan, I believe.
You want to do it after the fight or after Connor's fight?
We could
see
do
how
it
we
after
feel.
Connor's fight. We'll see, because Connor's obviously he's doing his personally this time.
Aye. See how long it takes for the bruises and the black eyes to fade off.
No, I want to do it when I've got a black eye so that it looks more, like warrior-like and masculine.
He'll be getting carrot and makeup on and all that.
I'll just get carrot to do our usual and hit me. So I'll just say something wrong again and get that look.
Yes, we all know that look.
Yes.
We've all been on the receiving end, haven't we? But do you know something actually, that before we finish up or whatever, that's one thing that I've genuinely felt, see, over the last 6 weeks that we've been doing this, there's been a couple of low dips. There's been, obviously, you guys know, some family stuff going on in the background over the last week and all that, but see, as a whole, over the 6 weeks, I genuinely feel my mental health has actually been better because of the training, because of the workouts, and because of the actual release of punch and shit. You know what I mean?
There's something beyond therapeutic about hitting something hard.
Oh, aye. And not getting shouted at it. So it's definitely, for mental health wise as well, obviously I said the other day there, like folate deficiency or something like that, which has got a wee bit of a side effect to that as well. So that explains why there has been some down moments, but on the vast majority of it, it's been very positive for mental health as well in this. So
I know, I'll agree there. Like, say, before obviously we signed up, and then just before Christmas, that was when I actually started getting back to the gym, because I hadn't been to the gym in God knows how long. And just the overall improvement in, how I feel and myself, my fitness levels, and I'm not reaching for the inhalers as much now, and just my whole recovery times, it's been unbelievable. So it's definitely something I'm going to keep up with afterwards. It's been a turning point for me, and I'm enjoying it. Only trouble being is I'm missing Tarkov now.
That's bad for your mental health anyway.
I
haven't been on Tarkov since before Christmas, since I started in the gym.
I've not touched this.
I want to ask a serious question. What would you prefer doing of a Monday night just now? Tarkov and about 8 Red Bulls, or going in boxing?
Probably going to the boxing.
Aye.
Take less of a beating.
Well,
No gear fear. It's great.
aye. But no, I just even as you say, even mentally, just how you feel within yourself, and your overall fitness, it's just been unbelievable. I'm not getting any younger, so it's time to make the change now, and this
That's
has done it for me.
I'm not going to lie, it has been tough, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, we're talking about this at the gym today. It's our training's 9 till 10 in the centre of Glasgow, and both of us are about 20 minutes, half an hour for training. But like say, Duncan, his job, my job as well, with delivery days, it can be for about 4:30 in the morning or slightly earlier for Duncan, and then you're in at the box until just about 10:15, something like that. So by the time you come home, you're wired as well. So it takes you about an hour to settle.
Aye, well, normally I'm into the sort of ice bath afterwards, so sometimes it's like midnight before you're actually getting into your bed.
I've not ballsed up to that one yet, not at that time of night. But
late at night or first thing in the morning's the kind of best times for it.
But
well, normally
yeah,
if I'm up at like 3:30, 4:45, I'm not really one to go to start jumping in the ice bath at that time in the morning.
I would wake the neighbours up with a high-pitched scream as I went in, going, "Oh!" So it can be long days, and I've openly said it to Karen. I think I said it to you as well the day, Duncan. Is in a way, I'm looking forward to the boxing being done, so that we don't have these long days anymore.
You're not restricted to the times, but
yeah. But what I want to do is continue the training on, but at a time that fits more into the lifestyle. It doesn't keep you up that long.
Well, and saying that, I'm just as guilty, because normally if I go to the gym weeknights, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night anyway. I'm going to the gym, so it's 10 back at 10. I'm getting home, so I've got into that routine. So
that's when I tend to, when my early finishes is when if I've been on a delivery day, I finish a wee bit early because I went in earlier. So that's the days I go to the gym and hit that. So that's where I fall out of that one kind of thing.
The thing with the boxing training is it's gave you the skills and confidence to go up and use the bag in the gym and actually know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Do you know? Because you'll probably see it yourself when you see people with bags. Are like, oh, they're gonna hurt themselves. Oh, what are they doing? Oh no, don't watch. But you'll have the skill set to be able to confidently go up and do a load of bag work for your cardio, and that's so much better mentally and physically than running on a treadmill for 10 minutes.
Well, there you go. I've got one there now.
Do you know, that's the funny thing as well, is I've had this thing. See, if I go and I hit weights, unless I'm doing like your deadlifts or your squats that target the full body, I can put a proper shift in at the gym and I very rarely break a sweat. And people think, oh, you're obviously not working hard enough, but I genuinely am. But with the boxing training, I can fucking lace my gloves up, and that's it. The sweat, the sweat's pissing off me. It is a total different style of fitness, but it works. I've noticed, I don't know about you, Duncan, but I've noticed big changes. I obviously had started trying to get fit before we signed up for this back in October last year. Maybe slightly earlier, I can't remember the exact date, but I started trying to get fit and I was losing weight just with what I was doing. But I've noticed through doing the boxing training, the body's starting to trim. I'm not losing much weight, but
you're losing body fat.
The body's trimming, so it's working, and it's working. And like you said, earlier as well, within yourself, you feel so much better. Generally, the Sunday mornings we've had over the last couple of weeks, see when you walk out of there, you go in tired. Yes, you have been in usually about half an hour before I get there, but you go in tired. But see when you come out, you feel brilliant. You feel brilliant.
Even you think, right? So if you go back to when we first started the training in at Glasgow, that minute recovery time between pad rounds, and you're sitting blown out your arse. But now you are, after the minute, you are recovered. Your whole recovery time changes.
have you noticed? And again, this is no disrespect to any of the other guys that are at the box. And I do not mean it that way as well. But do you notice that, like, see me and yourself, see when you're going into the recovery period, and there's a few other guys do it as well. We don't talk. We don't talk. We'll have a wee couple of words to each other, but we just
Aye, but
recover. You know what I mean? We get into, we stand up because of what Stuart was telling us. Stand up straight and you recover better. We don't really start going like that and gabbing all the way through it. We just keep that to a minimum.
but you hear folk in the background, and
but you can hear, see, as soon as that ding goes on the phone for the end of that round, the volume just goes up with folk talking away and all that, and you're like, and then see when you go into the sparring, there's a few folk are blowing out their arse really a lot, but I've noticed that because you're taking your time on the recovery to actually recover, you're okay. You know what I mean? You're recovering quick as well.
It's the most important bit of your fight, is the recovery between rounds. If you cannot get your breath, cannot do anything because you're fucked, you're not going to do anything in that next round. You're going to be ducking until you can get your breath back. On the next one, recover effectively between rounds as much as possible, and you'll be ready to walk into the next round. See the guys that are strung about gas and talking stuff like that, they're either not putting enough effort in, or they're just setting themselves up for failure. You need to be able to recover as quickly as possible, so you go back into that next round ready to go.
That might be a maturity thing. That, you know, again, I know that sounds really cheeky, and that I don't mean it disrespectfully. It might just be a maturity thing, whereas we know we're older. We need to recover quicker to be able to keep up with some of the younger guys. I can't believe I sound like my
I reckon right enough. I'll not be far. I reckon there'll not be many folk older than me in there. I reckon I'm one of the oldest in there.
I am not far off that myself. I think there's one or two older than me. I think you're included. But there's definitely one or two older than me, but I don't.
But it's all like 20 young 30-year-olds, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Early 30s, and there's a few younger guys, you know, the gung-ho kind of younger guys, but majority so kind of similar to ourselves. I think probably me and you, Duncan, there's maybe one or two other guys are the higher side of 30s and 40s, but apart from that, the rest of them are your young ones as well.
Because you think as well, to like say the first couple of sessions, and even just going through like say the 2 or 3 minute pad work, and you were struggling to get through the full 3 minutes without actually having to stop.
Yeah.
For a breather.
Yeah.
But now, as I say, is now the difference in being able to power through the 3 minutes and still recover within the minute.
Just all these sort of techniques that like Stuart was bringing into us in the training days. You know, me and you, the two of us were both, when we finished, we were crunched down. We're like, you know, holding on to trees like that, trying not to fall down. Stuart's like that, get your fucking ass up, you know. sorry, gaffer. But it worked, you know, it does, and we've noticed that over the weeks. It has helped by keeping your posture right, your breathing, you settle, you're quicker, you go. And even
you can fully inflate your lungs. As soon as you're hunched over, you're restricting the flow of air into your lungs, so you're not actually properly. You're taking a full breath, but you're not actually getting a full breath.
Yeah.
You know, and you're trying to get rid of all that carbon dioxide out your blood and fill away as much oxygen as possible.
It works in the ice baths as well. Ice baths, I've not got ice in mine. It works in the cool dips as well, because you sit in there straight away. Even today when it was even today when it was like 8.6, so it's not exactly freezing. You still go in, it's nippy. You know what I mean? It's still nippy enough.
It still catches your breath.
It still catches your breath, but even that, just as much as, like, okay, you can't stand up in that and still do it, but you're kneeling down, but you're keeping your back straight so that your lungs are. See, once you can, like, see, you were saying as well, Duncan, once you control your breathing in that, it's so much better, because you actually end up, you calm yourself down, you take those couple of deep breaths, you feel the pain that for the cold hit your legs, hit your stomach, hit your chest, wherever it is you're into, and then you relax, and then you start to feel warm.
Until you move to get out.
Which is when you check, or when you dip it a wee bit further down, and then you suddenly get that, oh shit, that's no warm. But
if it starts to get warm, I start paddling the water to get the cool moving.
Starts to get warm, I'm just going, oh shit, is my age showing here? Have I done something? What has they told us?
Just don't start the way in.
That's why after the gym he goes straight for a pee first before getting a nice bath, because he knows as soon as the cold water hits.
I
Yep.
always go for I always go for a pee first. I will not go in if I've no pee for it because I'm a It's tainted for life.
And you don't want to be sitting in that for 5 minutes.
When I'm farting in it, still when I'm peeing in it.
That's when it turns
Oh.
the jacuzzi. But
Oh.
no, honestly, it's been enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to the last couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to doing another one of these because again, this is brilliant for mental health. Just sitting chatting with amongst friends, and
Aye.
obviously we record it and we'll put it out there once it's edited down a wee bit or whatever. But I'm sure Duncan he'll manage to get our links put on. Plus, he's the whiz, so he can put both our links on. Plus the
aye,
charity for
all
the club
three
link as well.
all three of the
Aye.
Just Givens will be in the description.
And you know, Stuart, again, obviously, you know, we're not trying to big you up, obviously, here, but we want to thank you for the training that you have gave us, because genuinely those little nuggets that you've gave us, even the night about the on the ropes, going with the big hooks, it's been
well able.
brilliant. Just go like that when you're on the
Aye.
ropes. No,
Yep.
obviously going with the straights, it's
Headbutt.
wee nuggets like that that can make the difference.
You accidental headbutt, these
Uh,
things happen. Duff. Sorry.
There's a few that go in with their heads as well, so that's where you hope the uppercut happen as well. But no, it's thank you for giving your time, and that it has been really beneficial for myself, and I'm sure Duncan will agree.
Oh, without a doubt. And as I says, even just afterwards, hopefully we can still keep up like the gym sessions, because as Davey says, I enjoy the Sunday morning ones, and just it is a nice mix up.
At the moment,
But
I'm not planning on cancelling that one. I might keep it for a couple of months until
I'm
it
probably got to do the
becomes
same, to be honest.
unaffordable for me.
Aye.
Until it becomes unaffordable, then I'll keep it going for as long as I can. Just because I do enjoy that Sunday morning, get up before the kids and all that are up and going, and getting the workout out the way, if you like, but you're doing it with pals. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
And it is good.
No, as much because like when I go to the gym 4 or 5 nights a week, I go myself. Do you know, like I talk to guys now today, but it's not the same as going with folk you actually know, as opposed to just folk you have a chat with when you're there. Because some
we
of the
get a
folk
good
you're
laugh
talking to you
about
want
it,
to try and
don't we?
dodge.
We do get a good laugh when we've been there. I mean, like I said, the friendly competition coming in where Stuart's like putting all these
I was going to
plates
say
on,
that,
and then we take all the plates back off.
Aye, there is no competition. We're as well just getting a separate bar.
I told you I can only count in 20s.
For me to count in 20s, I need to take my socks and shoes off, okay? So it's no fair.
I did my shoes off last time.
But aye, it's enjoyable.
Aye. No, as Davey says, guys, we will hopefully get another one of these done after the last 2 weeks training, just before the fight, and just a quick catch up on how things have went in the charity side, and just how we're feeling in general. But once again, as David says, Stuart, we can't thank you enough for coming on and giving your input, and obviously helping us out in the run up.
We'll definitely get some more time in over the next 2 weeks. 100% your nights.
Definitely. Alrighty, so as I says, guys, there will be another one up. We may try and get it live if we get the time to get it promoted. Maybe on like Twitch or YouTube Live, one of the two. Don't know. Haven't decided yet. But feeling that, it will be another video. If you haven't subscribed to the Alba YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. And we shall catch you next time.
Can I just quickly
it's been a
add
pleasure.
Sorry, Duncan, can I just quickly add one thing in though? See if there's anybody out there watches this and wants to inquire joining us, please do so through the Alba's Ear recruitment page or Alba's Ear Instagram page, both on Instagram, because the emails on our website aren't working right at the moment. So if you get us through our social medias, we can get back to you on that as well. So please, if you have tried to inquire about joining us through our website, go on and have a look at it, but reach out through our social medias on Instagram or Facebook, and we can get back to you that way.
There will be links to all of this in the description or even on the Alba's Ear YouTube homepage.
And as a joining bonus, you get to punch people for nothing.
Yay! So, Davey, how come you can't do this, sales pitch for the folk that are asking you at the boxing?
It's because I just had a complete mind fart that night, honestly. It will get better again, honestly.
Right, guys, pleasure as always, and I shall catch you next time.
Cool.
See you on the flip side.
Bye.
Bye.